Quiet on the set. Welcome back to Little Z Farm. I know you've been out there Googling. You typed in, are brown eggs better for me than white eggs? Or some other pressing chicken egg question that you have. And here you are. I'm Katie, and this is Little Z Farm. My husband and I operate Little Z Farm. Right now, we are raising chickens for eggs, chickens for meat, ducks for eggs, and we have a couple goats and hope to get into goat dairying. Goat dairying? We hope to get into the goat dairy world soon and start having our milking herd so that we can create all the goodness that comes from goat's milk. But that's not why you're here. Eric and I have been raising chickens for about 6 years now, and 6 years ago, we were asking the exact same questions that you are. You see, Eric and I were raised in suburbia. I don't even think I realized growing up that you could own your own chicken and get your own eggs. I thought it took some sort of specialty thing to have chicken eggs. Spoiler, it doesn't. But even so, it took me a lot of Googling, a lot of talking to other small farmers, and a lot of watching YouTube videos to figure out exactly what we were doing in this chicken world and exactly what that was going to look like for us. And during that time, I've learned a lot about eggs, and people have asked me a lot of questions. And so I'm going to try to the best of my ability to answer those for you today. If you're really impatient, I have chapters in here so you can skip to the question that you're looking for. But maybe I'll answer some questions in here that you didn't even know you had. Let's get rocking. You're wanting to know that question that everyone always asks. Are brown eggs better for me than white eggs? Anyone who has had a farm fresh egg that's directly from a farmer who's either free-ranging or giving their chickens the life and experience to forage on their own, they'll tell you a farm fresh egg is better than a store-bought egg. And a lot of times what you're getting from a farm is a brown egg. But when they say that, they're not saying a brown egg is better for you than a white egg. They know where their chickens are foraging, they know exactly what they're feeding their chickens, and so they know that the nutrition content of their egg is going to be better than, say, some of those eggs that you buy at the store that come from, basically those egg factories. Here on our farm, we got blue eggs, we got your white eggs, we got your brown eggs, we got your darker brown eggs. Soon, when our chicks grow up, we're gonna have olive colored eggs and dark brown, almost black eggs. And I'm gonna tell you something. They're all going to be nutritious because we know what our chickens are eating and how they're living. This is Little Z. She's the namesake of our farm. She's actually Little Z3, but I digress. Little Z is a buff Orpington, and she lays beautiful, large brown eggs. You're an excellent egg layer. You know that. Her eggs are delicious and nutritious because Little Z has access to anywhere that she wants to go out here on our farm, and we feed her additional mealworms and monitor the chicken laying feed that we give to her. Little Z's eggs are really, really good, but they're no better for you than Sally's. Just look at Sally. Sally lays white eggs, and they're smaller than our Rhode Island Reds or our Buff Orpingtons, but they're just as nutritious. Sally's not exactly an egg production breed, but we love the looks of her. She's a sweet girl. Are you a sweetie? And she has access to the great outdoors, the extra grub that we feed her, and the nutritious feed that we give them to make sure that they're getting all their nutrients to lay the best eggs. Her eggs are not worse for you because they're white. They're actually better for you than ones that you might buy at the store that come from a factory. What do you think? What do you think about that? All right, let's go get your snack. This crested leg bar, she lays blue eggs. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweet girl. Can you say hi? She lays beautiful blue eggs that are smaller than a lot of our brown eggs, but they are delicious. Okay, question number 2. Does my chicken need a rooster to lay eggs? Over the years, we've had roosters, we haven't had them, and I've had so many people ask me how my hens were laying eggs without a rooster. I get it. It doesn't make sense. But you have to remember that when an egg comes out, that's not a baby chick. A lot of things have to happen for that to turn into a little chicken. A hen will lay eggs without a rooster, okay? The only reason that you must absolutely have to have a rooster is if you want baby chicks. Otherwise, these chickens would be laying just as well without the roosters that we currently have on our farm. Now, different types of chickens lay different amounts of eggs throughout the year. Our Rhode Island Reds, our Buff Orpingtons, our Barred Rocks, sorry, they're having a crow off. They're gonna lay an egg almost every day when the weather's nice. When it starts to get really cold, when the days get really short, unless we are forcing heat or forcing light, they're gonna stop laying for a period of time. It's a dormant time when they are kind of molting and repairing their feathers for the new year. But this is all part of the chicken's life cycle here, and they would continue to lay whether or not Gerald is in the coop with them or not. But it does lead me to the third question I get asked. Can I eat a fertilized egg? Guys, our roosters are busy. And who is that? Stan. He likes to be the center of attention. We have roosters on our farm because, well, 1, we like them. 2, we do like to keep 1 or 2 roosters because they're a great alarm system. I don't mean for people, I mean for the hens. Roosters are good to alert the hens when something out of the ordinary is coming in. When food is coming to them, you'll notice they haven't shut up since I've been in here. They will also alert if there's just like a sudden change or anything, and the hens respond in kind to that. So we do keep roosters around. And our roosters stay pretty active during the day. So I can almost guarantee you that these 3 eggs that I'm holding in my hand are all fertilized. And those 3 eggs are going to be breakfast tomorrow. Don't panic. Remember what I said in my second thing that we just talked about here? A fertilized egg does not necessarily mean that there's a baby chick. A fertilized egg has to be left in the right conditions, say under a broody hen, for a period of time, we're talking days here, to develop into an embryo that ultimately, over 21 days, develops into a baby chick. A fertilized egg tastes no different than an egg that is unfertilized. Unless your chicken is getting that great farm nutrition, remember? But it has nothing to do with the fertilization. We do not let our eggs just sit out here for weeks on end, okay? We're gathering eggs every day, every other day, and bringing them in. And those eggs are 100% ready for me to eat, even if they're fertilized. Okay, I mentioned proper conditions, proper storage conditions. If you're eating eggs here in the US, for instance, the proper storage condition for that egg is below 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So you should be getting eggs from your fridge, or the store fridge, or from a cooler, or some sort of cooled mechanism, like a fridge, from your local farmer. Here's the thing. People haven't always refrigerated their eggs, but I'll tell you why they do. As egg farming became a thing, it became imperative to figure out how to deliver clean eggs to the consumer. As everyone knows, salmonella is a bacteria that is transmitted from chicken to egg, or through chicken poop, really, that can cause severe gastrointestinal issues in people. It is super important that there is no chance of a consumer getting salmonella from an egg. And so they were looking for a way to get those eggs cleaned and delivered and bacteria free. And so they came up with a good cleaning system. They refrigerated them, and refrigeration is what helps keep bacteria from growing. But when you wash an egg with water, you're washing away this really thin film that actually protects the egg from bacteria. The inner part of the egg, you know, like the yolk, the whites. But don't freak out. Like, that's why they're refrigerated. That's why when you buy them at the store, they're refrigerated, or if you're buying them from a farmer, they come from a cooler. They're refrigerated so that you don't have to worry that bacteria has been growing on them. But if you're a farmer or you have backyard chickens, it may not be imperative that they are washed and refrigerated. Here at our farm, because we eat eggs regularly, we bring them in, we buff them off, and we keep them on the counter. They stay good that way for at least 3 weeks, and then we have farm fresh eggs that have never been refrigerated. This is particularly good for me. I love to bake, and having room temperature eggs is something that is really nice. It saves us on fridge space. Because we don't use water to wash them, they have this natural protective layer that helps prevent bacteria from seeping in. And it's pretty cool to think that nature just has a natural protectant like that. But unless you have your own backyard flock, go ahead and make sure that your eggs are refrigerated. 45 degrees Fahrenheit or less. When we sell our eggs at the market, we clean them and refrigerate them and sell them refrigerated. It's required by the USDA. We also mitigate the risk for our eggs having salmonella by keeping the chicken's coop very clean and by letting them free range. I have one more thing I want to answer in this video, and that's my yolk has this red spot in it. Can I still eat it, or is that a baby chick? What am I doing? Oh gosh, mistakes were made. Sometimes when you crack open an egg into your skillet, you will see a little red dot in the middle of a yolk. It's not a baby chick, and it's actually completely 100% okay, safe to eat. This is actually like a burst blood vessel or something like that. It does not change the taste of the egg, but if it bothers you, you can actually just scrape it off. But don't throw the egg out. The egg is totally fine, it's totally good, and it does not mean that there's a baby chick there. Because what did I say about that? That yolk has to develop into an embryo that has to be under the right temperature and the right amount of time to form a baby chick. Oh, speaking of baby chicks. This chick is about 4 weeks old. Hi, sweet girl. Oh, look at her eyes. She's so pretty. She's not going to start laying eggs until she's somewhere between 4 and 6 months old. This is the one that's going to lay those dark brown eggs that are almost black. She's a black copper Moran. Woo! Aside from the very loud and obnoxious adult chickens that you've heard today, you can probably hear all the chirping of our 120 baby chicks that we have right now. We have turkeys, laying hens, and chicks that will turn into meat chickens for us that will ultimately fuel our bodies. They all have a place on our farm, and it's been an incredible learning experience working with them over the past 6 years. Patty? I know you may have more questions now than you do answers. I'm sure you want to know everything about chicks now too, right? If you have questions about chicken eggs, ducks, or raising chickens in general, please comment them below. I'm going to leave a couple links for you below too. I have a series on raising chickens and how to get started for yourself, which I highly recommend. And I have a bunch of questions that I answered about ducks. I know you're dying to know if ducks have teeth. If you're going to Google it anyway, just watch my video. Well, Hattie Whack and I, thank you for being here. The chickens, thank you for being here. If you liked this video and are interested in learning more, or just to see the latest happenings at the farm, we do a lot of vlogging, please subscribe and like this video and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos that are posted. As always, thank